Have you ever noticed something strange? When your phone battery is at 1%, you panic. But when your self-respect is at 1%, you say, let's just text them one more time. Yeah, welcome to the addiction called love. Let me ask you something honestly. Why do smart people do the dumbest things in love? Why do we ignore red flags like they're just decorative items? Why do we replay old chats at 2 a.m. like it's a Netflix series called Things That Hurt Me But I'll Watch Again? That's not romance, that's addiction. Now, before you get angry and say, love is pure, love is beautiful, love is divine, relax. I'm not against love. I'm against the version of love that turns strong people into unpaid therapists, emotional beggars, and professional overthinkers. Think about it. And addiction is something that feels good at first, then slowly starts controlling you. And even when it hurts, you can't stop. Sound familiar? At the beginning, love is like free Wi-Fi. Fast, exciting, no password. You can't wait to wake up. Good morning texts feel better than coffee. One smile from them and suddenly life makes sense. Then the signal drops. Replies get slower, calls become I'm dizzy, and suddenly you're refreshing WhatsApp like it's a stock market. Still, you stay. Why? Because your brain is hooked. Science actually says love releases dopamine, the same chemical involved in addictions. So when they give attention, your brain goes, yes, more of this. And when they don't, withdrawal. You feel restless. You overthink every word. You stalk their last scene like a detective with no salary. And the worst part, you start making excuses for them. They're just stressed. They didn't mean it. They're not like this usually. Bro, even a broken chair works usually. That doesn't mean you sit on it every day. Here's where it gets funny and sad. In love addiction, we don't miss the person. We miss how they made us feel, the attention, the validation, the idea that someone chose us. So we chase the feeling even if the person is long gone emotionally. That's why people stay in toxic relationships. That's why we go back to someone who hurt us. It's not because we're weak, it's because our brain remembers the high. Like, remember when they cared? Remember when they said you were special? Yeah, and remember when you cried yourself to sleep too? Addiction makes us selective with memory. We remember the good morning texts, but forget the nights we begged for basic respect. We remember the laughs, but forget the silence when we needed support. And let's talk about self-respect for a second. Love addiction slowly eats it. You stop asking, is this good for me? And start asking, how do I not lose them? You tolerate things you never thought you would. Late replies, mixed signals, being an option instead of a priority. You become emotionally available for someone who is emotionally on airplane mode. And still, you say, I love them. No, you're attached. Real love doesn't make you anxious all the time. Real love doesn't confuse you daily. Real love doesn't feel like walking on glass while smiling. Love should feel safe, not like a roller coaster you're afraid to get off. Here's the hard truth nobody tells you. Sometimes love isn't about connection, it's about unhealed wounds. We get addicted to people who mirror our insecurities, people who give love sometimes just enough to keep us hoping, because hope is addictive too. But what if they change? But what if it works out? What if you choose yourself instead? Imagine putting that same effort into your life, your growth, your peace. Imagine not checking your phone every 5 minutes. Imagine sleeping without replaying conversations. Imagine laughing without pretending you're okay. Sounds boring? That's peace. And peace doesn't come with dramatic background music, but it lasts. Love is beautiful when it's mutual, when it's calm, when it adds to your life instead of consuming it. But when love becomes an addiction, it stops being love. So if you're stuck, ask yourself one question. Am I loving this person, or am I addicted to the version of myself I felt around them? Big difference. And maybe, just maybe, the real love story begins the day you stop chasing someone and start choosing yourself. Because the most dangerous addiction isn't alcohol or nicotine, it's getting used to less than you deserve. Think about that.